On Blues Radio International, we're here today with Paul Benjamin, the chairman of the Blues Foundation, and Barbara Newman, the president and CEO of the Blues Foundation. We're honored to have you.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for the invite.
Can you tell us something about the mission of the foundation, what the purpose is, and why people should pay attention?
We actually have just rewritten our mission statement, and if I can remember it, I'll do my best, and I can tell you what it is, which is to preserve blues heritage, to celebrate recording and performance, blues recording and performance, to expand worldwide awareness of the blues, and to ensure the future of this uniquely American art form. So we've got those four key ideas, which are to preserve what came before us, to celebrate what we're actually doing, what the musicians are doing in their performance, both live performance and recording, to expand awareness across the world as we have become such an international organization, and to ensure the future, make sure that the music keeps growing, developing, and evolving. And I think that pretty much sums it up.
Yes, well said. I mean, that's a new mission statement that we've put in, and I think it definitely is appropriate for the direction that we're going in.
Paul, why should people care about blues? It's, for some people, an artifact or something not relevant to today's music.
I think that's where they get it wrong. I think blues, to me, is everyday life, and people have the blues whether they want to or not, and they live the blues whether they know they have or not. And I just think, and blues music is, it's one of the first recorded musics ever, and every music genres that has come out of the blues. And I just think keeping the blues popular and keeping it and educating people from where the blues came from is so important for the blues to keep continuing to move forward.
What's the role of blues in the music we listen to today?
I think the role is that if you really listen to the deep roots of all music today, it came from the blues. And I think a lot of people I talk to say, I'm not sure I like the blues, but if I can get them to a show one time, I'll tell them, listen to a commercial on TV. That Viagra commercial you've been hearing. Well, that was, Muddy Waters singing that, or that was B.B. King. Or, they're using that music, and they don't realize, or that car commercial, it's got blues influenced music on it. So a lot of people don't realize they've been listening and hearing blues their whole life, and they're just, because they're not, quote, a blues fan, they don't think they are. They just don't think they like the music.
The Blues Foundation, Barbara, just opened the Blues Hall of Fame, which sounds like a memorial to people, but it's really an alive, vibrant entity, much more than that. What should people look for when they come to Memphis?
Well, when you come to the Blues Hall of Fame, it's very exciting because we've got these wonderful interactive screens in 10 different galleries that have access to all of the information about all the people who've been inducted in the Blues Hall of Fame, many of whom are still alive, as well as links to literature and to song, to albums, to photography, etc. So it's not just about the individuals, it's about the music as a whole. And you can listen to the music, you can engage with the music, you can see physical artifacts, and you can read about who these musicians are, what their history is. And if you really go through it and spend some time there, you can trace the history without even recognizing that you're doing that, and see how the music has evolved and how it's continuing to evolve. It's very exciting. We have people who come into the museum and they have 30 or 45 minutes and they get a taste for it. And then we have others that come and spend 3 and 4 hours, and many who come back 2 or 3 days in a row because that's the only way they can get all of it. And then they still can't get it all. It's also nice because the interactive screens allow us to constantly be uploading new information. So it's a changing museum. It's not static. A lot of museums you go to, they set it, they curate it, and then there it is. But this museum is able to constantly evolve itself because we can add music through the touch screens. When we induct our next Hall of Fame class in May, we'll be able to upload all of their information. And the next time you make a visit, there'll be new names of music, of individuals and of performers in the system.
Paul, the International Blues Challenge is almost upon us. And for people who don't know what that is, it's not just a couple of guys sitting around playing blues. Can you tell us something about that?
It's bands coming from all over the world. It's the International Blues Challenge, and like you said, it's it's an array of artists that want to get to that next level. They come from all over, like I said, from again all over the world. From many different countries. You got solo duo artists, you got full bands, you got a youth showcase in there, which I think was extremely important when that was added years ago to showcase youth and let them get their roots and learn the blues. And so I mean the Blues Challenge is that it's all those bands having that dream of being discovered, but it's also a chance for them to play on Beale Street, and it's that in itself is so unique for these artists. And when I tell, like I'm from Maine, I'll tell the Maine band, don't go to the IBC thinking you're going to win. Go to the IBC to have fun, make friends, lifelong friends, and learn about the blues. And if you happen to get lucky and win in a club and make it to the next level, that's a bonus. Don't go there with the attitude you think you're going to win, because if you go with that attitude, you're not going to win. And so go there and enjoy that moment of time. And you get to play on Beale Street. And how many great blues artists have never played Beale Street? So these are young artists that are trying to get to that next level, starting out by actually getting to play on Beale Street. So I think it's pretty cool, and it's so good for the blues world and the foundation itself, because there we can educate the people about the Blues Foundation as well, which is important for the foundation.
And the IBC has been the launch pad for many people with stellar careers in the blues community.
Tommy Castro went there and lost. Susan Tedeschi went there and lost. Their careers are pretty good.
It's quite an event. And I think one of the best deals in the world today, outside of blues included, is membership in the Blues Foundation. What do you get for being a member?
Well, to be a member is very inexpensive. You can go online, blues.org, find all of our information there. It's only $25. We have higher levels, and we encourage people, obviously, to donate and support what we're doing. I have to throw that little pitch in. But for $25, you can be a member. You do not have to be a member of the industry. You can just be a pure fan. You will get information about what's going on in the industry. You'll get information about the artist. You will be able to vote for the Blues Music Awards, which a lot of our members really like. We're not a peer voted award. It's a entire membership voted award, so it's not industry only. And I think that the artists really appreciate the fact that their fans are able to support them, and they're able to spread the word themselves to their fans. What we're doing right now is we're writing a strategic plan. So we're in the process of defining who our real constituencies are and what kind of value we're going to give to them. We're looking at all sorts of things for the future, such as creating geolocators, so you can get on our website and you can find out where you are, who the bands are that are performing, where the clubs are. If you're traveling, you'll be able to find that information. We're looking at how we can help our societies, how we can help the festivals and the promoters, the clubs, the artists themselves to network with each other to help grow their own careers. I think there's a lot to see on the horizon, and we'll be unveiling that in the next year.
And one other thing too is that now, that the Hall of Fame is open, as a member, you get into the Hall of Fame for free.
It's a great deal. And I really think that the ability to vote for the winners of the Blues Music Awards is an incredible strength of the program, that your vote is as important as the head of the biggest record company in the world.
That's right. Every vote counts as one. And right now the nominees have been announced and the ballots are out. And it's not too late to become a member and have your voice heard in this year's ballot. We'll be sending the ballot out again the 1st of February, and it will be going out every week in February to all of our new members as they enroll through the end of February. The ballot closes on March the 1st.
And it is so important to vote if you're a member. And if you have a fan, if you have an artist that is nominated and you want them to win, join and vote, because being involved with the show over the years, I know for a fact that between first and second place, 2 or 3 times was less than 10 votes. And so, someone came within, half a dozen votes of winning that award. And if they got a few more of their fans to vote for them, they might have won that award. So it's important for every fan to vote for their artist they want, to win that award.
We have listeners on 6 continents, at least 184 countries, many of whom have never heard blues before. Is there any message that you would want to convey to them?
Keep on listening. If you're hearing it for the first time, you're probably going to get hooked. We're really glad that Jesse's got a show so that you can keep listening and let the blues soak into your soul, because that's what it does. It gets into your guts and it keeps you going and keeps you moving. A lot of people, unfortunately, hear the word the blues and they think the blues. I'm so sad, I've got the blues. But really the music's pretty uplifting. I've lost track now of the number of times that I popped a CD in my car to listen to something, and I've actually gotten out of the car laughing and smiling over the lyric versus feeling sad and depressed by it. So it gets into your guts, it lifts you up, it speaks of humanity, and use it for that. I'm also been talking to musicians and people who've found their way into the music world through the blues, and I keep hearing the same thing over and over, which is the blues saved me. The blues lifted me out of a bad time. The blues are what kept me going. And so we encourage people to listen to it and let it become a part of you. And let us know what you think about it.
Thank you both for joining us on Blues Radio International and for all the great work you're doing to preserve the blues and to bring it to a worldwide audience.
Oh, thank you for what you're doing as
we
well.
Appreciate
because,
it.
What you're doing is an important piece of the blues history, keeping it alive and bringing out those new fans. So we appreciate what you do as well.